Yeah, it's EO'd. Oh no, you got it.
Accomplish the first task and slain the giant hyena that we need a giant hyena pelt for. Bucky, I believe, was the person to carve the pelt, and we can start from there. How do we want to proceed, you guys?
Uh, well, the lily thing we're supposed to be finding is a full moon limited, right?
Correct. Sage told you guys that he couldn't really tell you where it is because it moves, and it also only blooms during the full moon.
I think the next step would just be to go gather the rest of the petals that we need and make a conscious decision to keep them away from Hakara.
Yep.
So,
Well, I was gonna. Oh, sorry. I was gonna ask. Do we know when the next full moon is?
uh, you can ask, or you can make a. I'm pretty sure that would probably be like a survival, because survival is tracking and all. Well, it could be a nature as well. Survival or nature, I think, is a fine check to make. but
Okay, I'll go for survival. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say you probably don't really have a great idea, just because you know, unless you have had a lot of experience in the Feywilds, the I'm saying this will be a more difficult check than if you were in your home world, your home plane.
If
Uh,
you
Yeah,
guys would
so
like me to
just
try, I do have a +4 to nature.
okay.
Just offering.
Yeah, that's cool with me.
Does survival work?
I mean, it doesn't hurt to try, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
so, Hikari, you're trying nature?
Yes.
Cool.
No, sorry, survival.
Survival. Gotcha.
That's a 14.
14. You think that it could be any day now. You're not 100% certain, but you do think that it's probably soon, just by the climate, like the time of year that it feels like it is, and the environment around you, and the way that the sun sit in the sky. But you can't be 100% certain. You'd say it's probably within the next 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Awesome.
If we try again tonight, can we roll with advantage? Looking at the moon phase.
Yes, you will more clearly be able to see the stars and the moon, and yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll try again later.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize what time of day it was.
No, honestly, I didn't think about that, but that's a good example of, if you think about something that I just haven't mentioned, bring it up, because I could have just not thought about it, you know.
Yeah.
So, how, Hikara, are you going to go about keeping yourself away from the flowers? Like, it's okay if you uh, are just keeping your distance. That's fine. You don't have to make a check or anything. I just want to see how you're going to go about it. I want to hear it from your point of view.
My thought process was to definitely keep my distance, but if they wanted to like have pretty much everybody in front of me and me stay pretty far back, I'd say 10-15 feet back.
That's perfect. So, to get these flower petals is pretty easy. This is going to be nature, survival, some kind of check to kind of forage and find these flowers. So whoever would want to do something like that, I will point out that Eode, you would have advantage on this kind of thing because your favored terrain is the coastland, and you are, in a coastal area. Being on an island, I count that as coastal, at least.
Yeah, and you said a survival check?
Yeah, survival definitely works.
Okay, yeah, because I have a +4 in that if we want to use mine.
Oh yeah.
So, do you know how advantage works? Just double checking.
I roll twice and take the higher of the two.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Cool. I got a 15.
15 is perfect. You manage to, you kind of dig around in the dirt a little bit as it meets the sandy shore. Take what's the word I'm looking for? You check like the pH of the soil and the kind of local plant life.
Measurement.
Yeah, you take some basic measurements of the soil and the surrounding plant life, and you, on a hunch, are able to lead the party towards, or at least get a general direction towards a part of this island that would probably have a more densely flowered area. And in doing so, you are able to find kind of this kind of meadowy area, maybe a half a mile in from the in towards the center of the island, where there are petals or flowers galore. You have your pick of petals, and
Awesome.
they are all kind of mixed in together. But with a 15, you are able to easily pick out what you have enough knowledge of the flora and fauna to know that what are and are not roses. So
Awesome.
the petal picking is Hakara, can you make a wisdom save for me?
Yeah.
Okay. You're fine. That was more of a if you fail this, like you can't fail this unless you blatantly fail it,
Okay.
Basically that was me trying to find a way to judge how you judge your distance from the party,
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. So anyone who is going to be collecting the petals, I will just need some sort of where are my notes? A sleight of hand, or maybe just a straight up dex roll to just how well you pluck these petals. Or I mean, you also do have the option of picking the whole flowers. It's completely up to you. Don't let me railroad you.
Hmm.
Oh yes, the prettiest of petals. That is a natural 20.
Oh,
Ooh,
beautiful.
nice.
Oh, I got a 9.
Uh, Eode, you will take. Where is my D4? There it is. You take 2 piercing damage as you kind of pluck your finger, you graze your finger with some of the harder, sharper thorns on these on these kind of Feywild flowers, which you notice are very different from what you are used to. They have seem to have more vibrant colors and longer, thicker stems, and seem to stand taller. You think of a meadow and you think these like a flower filled meadow, and at least what comes to mind for me is like ankle, maybe knee deep at the most, and these are easily waist deep flower fields. um even for the tallest of you, this is the deepest you've ever seen. Like, it's odd that they are. You've never seen anything like this. Hakara maybe being the standout.
Okay, so you said I took 2 damage.
Yes.
Okay, so then to do that, I click on my hit points and just go down 2, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Your current, not your max, just to make sure that that's a
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So you have acquired your petals very easily. Only one little prick has happened. I think you guys did a good job on that. That was the easiest thing that you had to do on this island. Um, so basically, all that's left now is to wait for nighttime. Do you guys have anything in particular that you want to do on this island? This whole island is your playground. You tell me what you want to do, and I'll take you there.
Can I roll to see about how much daylight we have left? I have a plan that I either want to do today or tomorrow.
Yeah, you can. I don't think you have to roll for that actually. Just looking up at the sky, two suns in the sky. You guys were probably midday. You've been here a couple hours at least, so I would say it's probably getting close to about dinner time. Probably about 6 p.m. is what you'd equate it to.
Okay.
So a couple more hours of daylight.
It's up to you guys. I think we should probably head back to the house and rest up and get ready.
Yeah, that's a smart idea.
I was gonna say I'm super down for that.
Awesome. So, Kara, can you just make one more wisdom check for me? Wisdom save for me.
16.
Perfect. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no, that really went off well without a hitch. You guys get back, and Sage is sat out just outside his house, just on the ground, kind of cross-legged, his back leaned against the house, smoking from a long, very Lord of the Rings, Gandalf-esque pipe. And it smells kind of, tobacco-y. It smells kind of sickly sweet and very smoky, and. And he just nods as you all approach. And he let me see if I can find his voice now that I'm not sick anymore. Well, how you finding the island to treat you?
We killed your beast.
Oh, wonderful! It didn't mess y'all up too bad now, did it?
Well, sir, I
Well,
have to hand it to you. I may have underestimated the level of danger that was given to us. I was bested in combat.
Yeah, this place is dangerous. The whole plane that you're on is dangerous. It's a lot. Y'all are from a different plane. I can assume at least by how uh, out of sorts y'all seemed when your ship suddenly appeared in the middle of the Crystal Reef. It's different here. The the trees go taller and brighter, and the fangs on the beast just get sharper, and they get bigger and more muscular. You think you've seen a big black bear? Wait till you see one from the wilds. And not to mention, I'm surprised y'all made it to shore. The sea life can get pretty wild out there. No play on words intended, of course. And he nods towards the beach and says, "It seems like the crew of the ship that y'all were on is kind of doing their best to get by. Maybe y'all all ought to check in on them a little bit. Maybe see how they're doing."
We can definitely do that. May we go ahead and leave these flower petals with you?
Sure, but why are you standing all the way over there?
Well, if I get close, the flower petals will wilt.
Right. You. Okay, right.
just doing our best to make it home.
No, I understand. I understand completely. You, do you do you by chance know Whisperfoot? You do not know Whisperfoot.
No, sir.
Right. All right. Well, that's all. That's all I had for you.
Okay. You guys can go ahead and hand him these flowers. I'm gonna go ahead and start over here to go check on the crew.
Is there anyone that you are going to go talk to specifically? Um, Let me lay out the scene on the beach for you. So, Finn has some, basically, in the last couple of hours, stacked this makeshift kind of stone fire pit that he has a large kind of black stone, flat stone on top of. The has lit this fire underneath of, and is cooking just some basic fish, and it looks like some veggies that he's found on the island nearby. Sanji and Celine are sitting nearby, just kind of watching this shocked look on in their eyes. Not necessarily shocked, but you know, you guys have everybody's been through a lot today. The captain, Kieran, and Tyr are kind of sitting at the edge of the beach, the water kind of washing up on their feet. They're both barefoot, and they are talking quietly to each other, while the cabin crew are speaking, sitting around a larger kind of bonfire with each other. The cabin crew consists of Tony. He's a dwarven man. He's wearing kind of half plate armor. He's a cleric of Palor. He's got a Palor symbol on his tabard that sits on his chest. And then there's Amani. She's a very tall, thin, young, pretty, redheaded girl. Armin, he is a young dwarven man. Delphi, she is a half orc girl, and she has just this dark, super dark midnight black hair, and she's got some very distinct scars on her arms. And you have Orin. He is a tall, young half orc man. He's got long braided hair and tribal tattoos on his scalp. From the adventures so far, because you guys, the people, Bucky, who have been here for Bucky, you would be one of them, who have been with the crew for the longest, would know that Orin is Kieran's younger brother. Also, Sanji and Celine are Tyr's niece and nephew.
Okay. I would probably start with Sanji and
Cool. So you approach them, and Celine looks up at you, and she's this. I actually have hero forges for all of them. Hold on. Not all of them, but for she is very young. You would think probably 17, maybe 18. You kind of question what maybe she's doing with a crew being this young, doing this kind of thing. And she looks up at you as you approach, and she stands very slowly. That's not the thing I meant to share. She stands very slowly and reaches her hand out to kind of towards your hand to kind of clasp your hand in between hers, and she says, how can I help you, miss? Is everything okay?"
Oh, everything's fine. I was just coming to check on you guys.
Right. Thank you.
How are you guys holding up?
Well, we're we're getting by. It's a little much to take in.
Completely understand. Is this your first time traveling away from home?
Well, no, but this is the first time that anything this crazy has happened.
That makes sense. I'm sorry that you guys are kind of learning this way, I guess.
Well, things happen.
They definitely do. Sanji, are you okay?
He doesn't respond for a second. He's kind of staring into the cook fire, and Finn, you see him like look up, not just with his eyes, like he's looking up against his brow, and he says, "Sanji, the lady's speaking to you." And he kind of snaps back out of it, and he looks up at you and he says, yeah, I'm fine. I just kind of in shock, I believe. Tony said that we were physically fine, but
I get it. If you guys need anything, please let me know.
Can do. Yes, thank you very much. Sanji seems more in shock than Celine does. She's always been a busybody as far as you've known her this past few months sailing. So it's not strange that she would, ask if you need help with anything or that kind of thing when you approach.
Gotcha.
Sanji is always kind of talkative and fun and enjoyable. He's got a big personality, so you do very much notice how withdrawn he is. Is there anyone else you would like to talk to?
Probably the captain.
Okay.
Kieran.
So you approach, and as you get closer, you can kind of hear Tyr talking more quietly. If you would like to try and parse out what they're saying, you can. It'll just be a check. But you get close enough to well, would you like to try and make out what they're whispering about?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and make that perception check for me.
$13.
13. You don't catch much, but what you do catch is nothing specific. But you very much get from the tone that Tyr is trying to be reassuring to Kieran.
Okay.
You kind of hear like a, not your fault. Best you could. Everyone is fine. And that's all you really can. Those bits and pieces are all you can pick up before you get close enough where they stop speaking altogether and wait for you to get close enough to initiate your side of the conversation.
Gotcha. I would probably just head closer, and just ask, "Hey, how are you guys today?" Yeah.
Kieran chuckles a little bit. Doing about as good as we can do, you know. Being shipwrecked on an island in a different plane, full of things that we aren't used to, you know. And he waves his hand back at the kind of forest, the jungle forest behind you. It's as it gets dark and being, you know, cast away. I can't help but worry about the crew, this crew that I took on, and then and as he mutters and you know just kind of drones on, Tyr places a hand on his shoulder and cuts him off and says, "Okay, just you're stressing. Stop stressing. Just relax. We just have to deal with being stressed out and freaking out. Is not going to help us. Calm your mind, man." Bucky, or sorry, I was looking at my thing, and Bucky is alphabetical order first. So, Kieran takes a deep breath. We're doing about as good as we can be, I would say. Thank you for checking in on me, but I should be asking you, is there anything I can do for you? Any way I can help out?
Um, I don't know that there is right this second, but if there is later, I will let you know.
Right, right. Oh, thank you. Just keep me updated. We're working on a plan to, I mean, figure out what all's going on. Can I ask what's up with the old guy back there? He hasn't talked to any of us, and to be honest with you, he kind of weirds me out.
He's actually trying to figure out a way to help us out.
What is he gonna do?
I am not entirely sure. That is something we have to figure out together.
Well, how do you know he's gonna help us out if you don't know how he's going to help us out?
I've learned over the years to give a little bit of trust.
He kind of looks at you a little bit slack-jawed and sets his face to this kind of determined face. You can tell it's a brave face. That like he's putting on a brave face, and he says, "Right. Well, if you have trust, I have trust. We're here for a reason. That's that. We gotta be." And Tyr pats him on the back as as Tyr stands up and says, "That's right. You're doing a good job at maintaining your cool here. That's all you got to do. Don't overthink this stuff, man." And Tyr walks over to speak with Finn. How would you like to proceed, Hikara? Actually, you know what? If you don't mind, while Hikara is doing her rounds, excuse me, does anybody else have anything they would like to do at the moment? We'll come back to you, Hikara.
Well, that's fine.
While she was talking, I had an idea that popped in my head, but I'm unsure if Laji would have the knowledge to figure any of it out. So it's a suggestion to anyone that might. This ship crew would have a navigator, yes?
Yes, that's me.
Oh, fun.
Wait, yes, it's me and would it also be Hikara?
Hikara would be able to, yes.
Okay, well then that throws that idea out the window. My idea was that navigators usually use astronomy, uh, to guide them, over the waters and such. so they might have knowledge better of what phase of the moon would be coming soon. But since it's you two, then oh well.
At night, I'm gonna roll survival, and I'm also gonna I'm gonna chart the stars under where we are, so when we travel, we'll know where we've been. But I don't know this star system, so I don't know. I don't
Okay,
have a map of it yet.
that's fair. So the old man's just chilling, sitting.
Yeah, he's smoking from his pipe, just sat in front of his house and kind of looking over the pelt and the like basket of petals you've handed him. Not
Is
really.
anyone else?
Sorry, go ahead.
Is anyone else in the party just chilling with him?
It's up to you
Yeah,
guys.
I'm here with you.
Okay.
I'm
Uh,
also standing here with you guys.
okay. Laji's gonna go have a conversation with the old man in Elvish.
Oh, cool, perfect.
So anyone who knows Elvish knows what's being said, but anyone who doesn't won't.
I can hear everything.
Okay, cool.
Well, while that's happening, I'm just gonna go like explore outside.
Cool, perfect. Any particular goal that you want to aim for while exploring?
Um, excuse me. Just trying to like orient myself more. Find out if there's like edible stuff near us. Things like that.
Yeah. So you guys are going to get really fucking sick of me hearing me say this, but that's another
Make it
survival check.
right.
um, you will do this one at advantage as well.
Well, I got a nat 20, so it's a
Ooh.
24.
Perfect.
Roll higher.
um, so with your check earlier to look into uh, where these flower fields and flower beds that you may collect from, you kind of got an idea of the flora and fauna just by like ruling out, okay, well, I know this doesn't grow alongside this, so I need to go in an opposite direction, all that kind of good stuff. I'm not a survivalist, so
No, that's fine.
insert ranger stuff here. Um, there are these kind of teal colored I mean they're basically teal colored coconuts, and they, instead of being one round one round like sphere, they kind of have these like three conjoined spheres, and they're about the size of like a human head, and you actually recognize these as skull fruit. They are edible, though they are tough to get into. And they even have a little bit of a drinkable liquid inside, similar to coconut water. As well as there is kind of like this orangey reddish kind of banana that grows on this island that is completely edible. Um, as well as a variation of several like small woodland creatures that you could hunt for. Uh, excuse me, for meat. Paradise birds, cockatiels, parrots, and such, as well as your general tree game. Your chipmunks, your squirrels, as well as like rabbits and such. Pretty much anything you can imagine. It's a very, really varied ecosystem here. Um, and everything is just so colorful and bright and huge and just very different. Um, but with that, I am going to mark down, if you don't mind me doing it in yours, Eode, I will add a note that you guys have, I'm going to say 2 weeks worth of food as long as you are harvesting from here.
Okay. So, like, we can only live off of the island for 2 weeks? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
If you were to gather supplies and uh, like to ship off.
Okay.
And that
Cool.
is for that counts for the party and the entirety of the crew.
Okay, cool.
We can drop back to Laji. What are you going to say to Sage?
Let's see. Where did you say you were from, old man?
Well, he exhales a big exhale with as he responds to you back in Elvish. Well, I'm from the land of the pink tree blossoms.
And you know the area well, then.
Well, about as well as one can know an area in the wilds. It changes drastically. Uh, Sometimes often, sometimes not. They call it the wilds for a reason, you know?
More so, you would know the people who live there.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
And what was it you did while you lived there?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I got a little bit of a checkered past. I was never an outright hooligan, but I stole a loaf of bread or two in my day. I never really pinned down a job.
Gee. Did you know what other kinds of people there were in those woods?
Unfortunately, yeah. There are many of my kind that would. He taps his the mouthpiece of his pipe against his bottom lip, takes a deep inhale and exhales. Well, I can't think of any polite way to say it. Would profit off the suffering of others.
See. Did you happen to know any of these people who were suffering?
Not personally, no. I never had a taste for that kind of life. I honestly prefer to, stay away from that kind of thing because I just don't want to get caught up in. I'm not averse to crimes of a certain level, I believe, like I said, I stole a loaf of bread or two in my day. But hurting other people is where I draw the line.
See no reason not to trust you.
Well, I'm glad you could find some trust in me, son. I think I got an idea why you're asking. Like I said, I know of the trouble that many peoples have been put through by many other peoples. Is there anything I can do for your son right at the moment?
No, not really. I just wanted to interrogate you. I was honestly hoping to find a reason to kill you, but, well, here we are.
He he laughs. He loses himself laughing at that.
Bucky kind of smirks a little bit.
You're awful blunt, ain't you, son? That's all right. I like it. I like when people are upfront and honest about their intentions.
I'm blunt so that my blades can be sharp.
I like you, son. I do. Uh, in another life, we might have been good friends.
Maybe we'll see.
That we will. I'm here for
Ozzy
you.
just sits down and
Go ahead.
Laji sits down and just begins chilling. No more motivation at all. Just chilling.
Are you sitting nearby, Sage?
Yeah, just chilling in the same vicinity.
He wordlessly offers his pipe to you after a few of his own puffs.
Bucky takes his tricorn off and he goes, sir, if I may I pick at your brain for a while?
Whatever you need, son.
Well, I have this plan to kind of go on an expedition on the wreckage of our ship. However, you mentioned something about sea life. You mind telling me what you know about these waters?
um,
He pulls out his notebook.
well, son, you ever heard of Blink Dog?
No, I have not.
So there are these foul hounds. Well, I say foul; they can be trained. Um, that jump all about. They teleport basically. They will hurt you. They're vicious. They are. Now imagine that for a shark, a reef shark. Uh, that's not the only thing that can do it. There are. do you do you know what a dinosaur is, son? You wouldn't know what a dinosaur is.
He's gonna say yes.
Oh, I like it. So go ahead and however you would like to handle this. If that is like a bluff or what are you thinking that is?
I think it's gonna be perception. He's just gonna poker face. He's gonna be like, yes, I have.
Go ahead and roll it for me.
Oh no.
Perception, did you mean persuasion?
I did.
Go ahead and roll the persuasion.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, that's funny.
He goes,
Yeah.
that's wild. I can only imagine the hell that you've seen then, if that's the case. Well, I don't need to warn you about the dinosaurs around here then. I mean, there's octopi, there's eels, there's the giant frogs, there's killer whales, there's a hoggin. You know, anything you can imagine. I saw the craziest thing the other day. Big old snake came out of the water. Looked about as big as a giant octopus tentacle, all by itself.
Bucky looks over at Laji to see if he's like listening and paying attention.
Laji currently has a pipe in his hand.
That's fair.
Logi, when you take that first pup, I need a Constitution
Need a
check.
Constitution. Yeah, I figured. I didn't want to interrupt. Let me go ahead and find that real quick.
One thing I meant to say: if you have physical dice, don't feel obligated to roll in the game log. It's perfectly fine to use your physical dice. That is just something that I wanted to introduce in case people wanted to do that.
I like using it because it takes my brain. It makes my brain not have to do math so much. Does it all for me.
Especially while you're puff
12.
passing, right?
Yeah,
Oh, God,
12
yeah.
total.
I mean, it hits you. It's a pretty strong tobacco blend. There's a little something extra in it, but it's definitely not all that. You would guess that it's like 90% tobacco and then laced with a little bit of the long leaf. It hits you. It hits you. 12 is pretty decent. It's an okay. I didn't have a specific one for this, but I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I think with a 12, you're pretty well feeling it. You think maybe the one or two puffs is enough for you.
Okay.
Um, Bucky, you were asking Sage questions.
Yes. Before I continue, Bucky's gonna look over at Laji and in Orcish go, brother, would you like to fight some fish and get a little wet?
You had me at fight.
Haha.
Sounds good. Back in Elvish goes, all right, my friend. I have a list of supplies that I think I'm gonna need from you. If you wouldn't mind.
Well, I'll see what I got.
All right, I'm gonna need as much rope as possible, a couple of bottles, and some potato sacks if you have any.
Right. Give me a second there, son. Let me see what I got for you. And he gets up very spryly, actually, and wanders into his house, and he's just in there for a while. Um, let me look through his thing.
Can I just say, Bucky, get out of my head because the moment I heard giant octopi, I was like, I want to hunt one.
Oh yeah, no, you're definitely coming. We're all gonna go explore the wreckage. I got a plan.
Oh
Awesome.
shit.
I'm so excited.
He's about to MacGyver the fuck out of this.
Bucky is a strategist, and I got ideas.
I like it. Get fucking creative. I'm ready for this.
I think I
Okay.
might need a little more long leaf if we're gonna go fight a giant octopus.
Laji is too high to care.
We're gonna have to rest up first, guys. I'm still hurting from the hyena.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hurt myself on roses.
Actually,
Yeah, I definitely should get my spell slots all back.
well, if you like take a long rest now, it would be probably the middle of the night before you come to. But like, if you're going to complete a whole long rest.
That's what I was hoping.
Don't forget to
Okay.
check the moon phase.
I do that when I wake up.
Yeah. Just making sure to remind you.
Everyone can heal for 23 hit points. As Sage brings out, in one hand, he's got a tray that has these like steaming bamboo teacups on them, and the other hand, he's got a large, like, uh, you would think probably it would be like a 50 pound sack that has uh, you can hear the clinking of some items inside of it, probably the glass of the bottles. And he hands it off to you, Bucky, and he says, "Well, that's all I got. I had about 100 feet of rope and 6 bottles, empty bottles. Uh, they're all kind of different shapes and sizes. Uh, and then there's a couple potato sacks in there, burlap sacks. They're old though. I don't know how much good they'll do you. Um, can I ask what you're gonna use them for?
1 sec. How much rope was that?
100 feet.
Yes, my friend. We're gonna go on an expedition.
An expedition.
Yeah, we're gonna go recover some items from the ship.
Oh. I mean, I think I can do something that would help you with that.
Oh, sure. What did you have in mind?
Who all's going?
I am.
Everyone.
I am.
All right. So, he leans back in and like kind of grabs something off a counter just inside of his home, and he pulls this piece of straw, just a thin little piece of straw, and says some words over it, and snaps it in half. And when he snaps it in half, this kind of faint greenish bluish mist kind of quickly evaporates out of it, and he says, "Right, well, y'all should be able to breathe water now." He has cast water breathing on you all. For 24 hours, you have the ability to breathe water.
Oh, sick.
Sweet. All right.
Fishman.
Fishman? What about a
Don't
fishman?
worry about it. I am now a
Oh,
fishman.
well, just be careful out there. If you do find a fishman, this not gonna be fun for you.
Bucky is just gonna, without say anything, put the bottles back on the shelf. And if anybody is like listening close enough, he's mumbling to himself, "I don't need these anymore."
I'm sorry, Bucky.
No, no, you're totally good. Do you mind if I explain what I was gonna do?
No, go for it. Um, so Sage is a caster of some sort you have seen. As this, he does this little spell. You don't know if that's all he knows, but I will say that the spell casters, the full casters, would know that it's beyond you guys' ability to cast right now. Um,
Okay.
Go ahead, Bucky.
so, so we were gonna put heavy rocks on the rowboat. We were gonna tie the bottles to the rocks and sink them upside down. So once we get down there, we can use the bottles as like little respirators.
That's awesome.
Genius.
Yeah, that's really cool.
No need now, though. We could breathe underwater.
Fishman.
Fishman.
Um, I was going to ask Sage about his comment about fishmen. I want to know if there's a like legend about fish people or like some sort of word of mouth sort of thing about mer people.
Well, there's a certain type of I guess you call it fish, man. They just live in the waters around here. Um, Usually called Sahagin. I mean the man like fish. They're very tribal. Um, very warish. I don't doubt if you are caught, they will attack on sight.
Okay,
Like fun.
thank you. I just was curious.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wish there was more I could tell you. Unfortunately, there's not much like legend. They just live here.
So are they full humanoid people or are they part fish?
Uh, think of a man with a fish's head.
It's cool.
Damn it.
I'm picturing River Zora.
I mean, yeah, I'm grabbing a picture now just so you guys in character can uh, it will be in character info can get an idea of what these guys usually look like.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool.
I know what Sahagin looked like.
Yeah, and they can be different as far as that's probably going to be like your most average that you're going to see just out and about if you do run into them, like the scouting parties and such. There's probably more that are more armored, less armored. They have their own society, you know.
Okay. Oh, that was all my questions. Sorry.
No, you're perfectly fine.
Blame it on the long leaf.
We will jump back to uh, Akara. You were in the middle of speaking with the crew.
Yes. Um, I would like to go and speak.
As you approach, before he even looks up, he pulls a skewer of this filleted whitefish. Um, it's expertly done, and hands it up to you. He says, sorry, my uber deep voice, I have to work up to it a little bit sometimes. Um, eat up. We need to get as much strength as we can right here, right away after the incident.
Oh, thank you. This looks very delicious.
I mean, well, I didn't have a whole lot of, seasonings. They, I mean, it's fish food now. Everything that was on the ship, but yeah, that's the best I could do with what we had on the island.
Well, I very much appreciate it. Is there anything that I can do for you?
Uh, you can go around and hand these out, maybe. And he's got like 15 or 20 more. They're not very huge. Probably about like an eighth of a pound worth of meat on each one.
I can definitely do that for you. I will take the skewers and start walking them around.
Cool. Any specific messages for anyone? Everyone's gonna give you just a. There's no like specific responses. Everybody is kind of just gathering themselves mentally still at this point, and there's general thank yous and such.
I think I would like to um, kind of give a "we're gonna be okay" to everybody. Like we will make it through this, essentially.
How about you give me um we'll call that performance. How about you give me a performance check?
Okay. Oof.
So you do your best, but you know the impact. It's pretty scary. You know, you transported to a place that you don't know, and you're no longer home, and there's this violent crash. Everybody's pretty shaken up. It seems pretty hard to get through to everybody.
That makes sense. I definitely wouldn't hold it against anybody. And as I'm going around to everybody giving them out, I feel like I would finish with our group.
So, you guys, I'm gonna say this is just before you have the conversation with Sage. Hakara approaches with you know these skewers of whitefish, cooked whitefish, and hands them all out.
Compliments of Chef Finn.
Thank you, Hikara. That was very kind.
Thank you so much, Hakara. I appreciate it.
Of course.
So, what is our next step as a party? Are we going to do this ship gathering mission right away, or are we taking a long rest? What are we doing?
We definitely need to take the long rest first, I think.
Yeah, I would agree so that everybody's totally rested up and everything for this expedition.
Ditto. And beforehand, I would like to address Clarion.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so after dinner and everything, Bucky walks up to Captain Clarion and Tyr, and he goes, "Hey, captains, come daybreak, the little expedition crew and I are going to head out and go explore the wreckage. I have a request for both of you. I would like you both to go around to the crew, and I would like you to ask of them what is the one most important item that they wish that they could have that reminds them of home and safety."
Uh, Tyr speaks up and he says, "Well, I'll tell you. For me, it's my journal. It's just very personal. I know it's paper and it probably can't be saved, but you never know." um, and Kieran speaks up and he says, "Yeah, right. We'll get that to you as soon as I can. You said at daybreak you're going to."
Aye, Cap.
Right. I will get on that right away. Actually,
Thank you.
of course. Is that all you had for us?
Yes, sirs. And if there's anything that you need of me, just come knocking.
Right. Well, we'll do, Bucky. How comfortable are you with your navigation skills here?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I'm actually just about to try to make a star map. I have no idea yet as of yet. I need to make sure that we get our bearings.
I mean, honestly, I can't expect much more of you. This is a foreign land, and you know, I appreciate your efforts in this. This is got to be why we were told to seek you out.
He smiles and nods.
Right then, and as he turns and walks off, he clicks his heels, like a not a jump up and click, like a military style click where he draws his heels together on the ground, turns and walks.
Not like a Wizard of Oz, click 3 times to go home.
No. No. This is an about face.
Dope. Okay. I'm gonna do that as well. The art.
Beautiful. Alright, so at this point, unless anybody else has anything they'd like to do before you take a long rest for the night.
Nothing for me.
Cool. So the time that it would take to do all that, I don't think would be more than a couple hours. We'll say like 3 hours. So the sun has all but set. You have a few rays of light left. Are we good with go ahead and starting this long rest?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Just do it.
So everyone take a long rest. On your character sheet, there should be an option. Just make sure that you click it twice because you have to confirm it.
Okay.
I have to find it.
Let me switch mine to mobile so I can help out. It should be at the very top, right beside your name. If it's not, then it will be when you click on your profile picture for your character. It should be under those options, under play options.
Ah, there we go. Take a long rest. Yes.
You sounded like the Grinch.
I sound like what?
I said you sounded like the Grinch a little bit.
Um,
Jim Carrey's Grinch,
Yes,
the good one.
the great one.
so how are we doing the rest, the long rest? I believe everyone has to sleep. We don't have any trancers this round, do we? Cool. So is anybody doing watches? Does anybody want to establish watches with the crew? Anything like that?
Where are we? Are we in the guy's house or are we on the beach with the crew?
On the beach with the crew.
I will take first watch.
Sage's house is like a 2-room hut, basically.
Okay.
Laji will take the darkest hours. So probably about second or third watch.
I'm gonna take first so that I can chart.
Beautiful.
How many watches do we need?
Just 8 hours worth. As long as everybody gets their 8 hours, that is a full sleep. So I think 3 would make it where you can all get your 8 hours and take a watch.
Okay. I'll take one as well.
Takara being, because on the boat or on the ship, I was meant to be like a medic, right?
Yes, navigator, medic.
Okay, so I feel like Takara, even though we're not on the ship, I feel like she would wake up and immediately go check on literally everybody. Just not like wake them up, but like check in on them.
So you mean first thing in the morning after the long rest, or?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, first, Hakar, during your rest, you have a dream. You dream that you are walking in a meadow a meadow that you found yourself in long ago. Um, the meadow that you found yourself in when you first found yourself in the wilds as a young little Goliath child, probably the size of a full-grown adult, being a Goliath child. Uh, and you find yourself walking through this nighttime, kind of dusk, not fully nighttime, but you can kind of start to see the stars in the sky and the sun is setting as you walk through this flower of chest high, or this field of chest high flowers of all colors. The smell is almost overwhelming, but not quite. Just this floral scent brushes through your senses, and the leaves, or the petals of the flowers, as you walk with your arms extended, brushing your hands, feels soft, almost like the soft, downy fur of a newborn creature. And you find yourself approaching a line of woods when you hear a very strong, powerful, echoing neighing of a horse. And from the tree line, a unicorn walks forth, and you stop and look up at this unicorn that stands over you. This huge, huge horse, much bigger than anything that you could imagine. Um, and it looks at you, and it huffs very deeply, and I gotta check something. And in Druidic, it says to you, "The petals bloom upon the moonlight rays, where the dead bodies lay." And then you wake up.
I like it. Okay.
So it's first thing in the morning. um, Bucky, let's go ahead and do your. Well, it's not first thing in the morning. Hakara, you had that dream. Bucky, you are doing your watch and you are charting stars. Where is my. There it is. Why don't you go ahead and give me. Um, no,
Survival.
uh, give me an Arcana check, Bucky.
Um, let's not talk about it.
Oof. Oof.
So that is fine.
Oh no.
Bucky, you chart what you see, but it's kind of hard to decipher as, like, imagine all your life you have only ever eaten bread and jam, a simple strawberry jam. That's the only meal you've ever had all your life. And suddenly someone puts a dish in front of you that is something straight from the kitchens of a 3-star Michelin French restaurant. It's so different from what you know, the night skies, that it's really hard to decipher. Um, but you are easily able to recreate what you can see. But basically, you're starting from scratch here, you know?
Right, I wrote it down perfectly, but it makes no goddamn sense to me.
Yes, yeah, exactly. like, I
Okay.
I think it makes perfect sense that you are able to copy down what you can literally physically see. But as far as deciphering it,
That's fair.
So, the night passes uneventfully. Nothing jumps out of the woods at you and tries to eat your faces. Not yet, at least. Um,
Lodgy will just eat right back.
of course, Laji would. I love Laji so much. In the morning, Hikara, first thing in the morning, you are going to go and check on everyone.
Yes.
What does that look like for you?
I feel like basically I'd just be kind of like going around and essentially like I don't want to say peeking in on people because that feels weird, but
Well, I mean, people are basically on the beach under, uh, simple uh, branch thatch tents. It's not really a whole lot going on.
yeah,
It's not like you're opening like you can see everyone when you sit up in the morning.
yeah. So that's similar to what I do. I just kind of peek in on everybody and make sure everybody.
Cool. Make a medicine check.
That's a good one. 19.
Um, Everybody seems okay. Nobody is worse for the wear, but there's not a whole lot of injuries or anything. Everybody's just kind of shaken up and getting back into the feel of things. Um, you notice Finn is already up and has a simple rod with a string that he's fashioned in the water, sitting on some rocks, just doing some morning fishing. A small little woven basket beside him. Um, does anybody else have? Oh my gosh, excuse me. Any first thing in the morning actions that they want to accomplish?
I would like to address the captains about the list.
Yes. So, there's actually not a long list. Let me go ahead and type it into. I'll type it into general for now. But how about while I'm typing that, you guys go ahead and, like talk about your plans for how you're going to conquer the day and uh, the final. You talk about what you got in store.
So what is essentially our plan exactly?
All I know is something needs to die, so I need to kill it. That is the plan for me.
That makes sense, logic.
Killing there definitely will be. Our food barrels
Yes.
were tied down pretty well, and there's gonna be something there looking for food.
Definitely. One thing to worry about. I guess.
All right, my friends. Who wants to hear the plan?
I will hear it, but I will not register it. You tell me where you want me, when you want me there, and I will be there.
That is fair. For now, these burlap bags, we're going to fill up as much as we can with sand. And when we row out, we're going to tie one end of a rope to a barrel. Once we get there, we're gonna put the barrel in the water, and we are going to hold on to our bags and jump into the water, weighing us all the way down.
While
Try
you're talking, Logi's already filling a sack up.
perfect. Once we get down there, empty about 2/3 of the bag. You still want to have enough weight to be able to walk around while we're down there. We need to be very careful about this. Or we can swim, because we can breathe indefinitely.
Um,
Um,
just unless you specifically have a thing, generally, swim speed is half of your regular movement speed.
that's what I was assuming. Okay, I was gonna suggest that if there wasn't already a thing.
Question, what about the part that I'm water genasi? Does that affect the swim speed at all?
I think it does. Let me double check on your stuff because I think that does improve your swim speed. I don't know if it makes it a full, but that would be under features and traits and racial traits.
Equal to your walking speed.
Cool. Yeah. So your swim speed is 30 instead of
Awesome.
being 15, halved at 15.
Sick.
Okay, that is the complete list. No one else had anything special that they wanted saved. They didn't have. There wasn't a whole lot of belongings on the ship actually. Um, there was the intent was that this ship is going to go out to get more stuff. A lot of the people on here signed on because they don't have a whole lot in their life.
Right.
All right.
Okay. So Bucky shows everybody the list. And he's like, once we get down there, please please try to find some of these items and put them in your sack so that we can carry it back up.
Got it. I'm super excited for this.
This is gonna be interesting.
It really is.
Damn right it is.
Were you expecting this one, Kane?
No.
I don't like the DM saying that way.
Tell me why.
Well,
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Oh gosh.
Well, on behalf of all of us, sorry and thank you. Because I'm sure this is a little stressful, but it's gonna be awesome.
It really is.
Yeah.
Embrace the chaos.
Yes.
there I'm hoping that there I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm throwing you like way too left field.
No, I just need to.
Come up with some shit.
Yeah, this is just the DM knows what they're gonna do. They just need to throw it together.
That's fair because I think I've been kind of hinting at this in our private chats over the past couple days.
Yeah, like it's not a complete and total shock or anything. I just need to do a thing. water.
Hoopla!
Cool. All right. So I am ready to go whenever you guys are. So tell me. I know your plan. You're gonna row out there. You're gonna use your barrels and your
Hefty sacks.
yeah. So I think what we're gonna do with that is I want anyone who is going to use this method. I think that you get your full movement speed by using the weighing yourself down more while you're sinking. While moving around, I think it's it's still half movement speed, but I think you can sink at full movement speed. Uh, so are we just going rowing out and weighing anchor and going at it?
Pretty much, yeah. We're gonna go out there. One end of the rope is gonna be tied to the barrel. The other end is gonna be tied to me. Once we get down there, I'm gonna tie it to the mast so that we can climb back up. Because the stuff is gonna weigh us down.
Okay. So the pressure is something that's weird. Um, it's manageable, but it is definitely weird to get used to it. And also, you're breathing this water. It doesn't feel like breathing air. It's very disconcerting. It's not. It doesn't feel like you are breathing water. The best way I can think to describe it is that it feels like you're breathing chunky air. Uh, it's like the difference between drinking a drink with no ice and drinking a slushy. Like
Thicker.
just yeah, just drinking water versus drinking a slushy. There's a different texture to it, and it's a little yeah, it's thicker. So as you get closer and closer, who is the lead? Sorry.
I picture Logi jumping in first, but how do you want to do
That's
this?
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm the big guy.
I just
I'm
totally
cool with it.
picture you wanting to cut whatever's down there. I want
Yes,
to.
Okay.
I want to kill it.
So the sea life has already made this thing its home. There's even like these large. Let me think. Like your average cast iron skillet, about those that size barnacles, crusting the outside of the hull of this cracked open ship on the seafloor. The sand at the bottom of the seafloor is this like ghostly lavender color. Uh, and the stones and such that you can see are just large black stones, as well as shattered shards of the crystals of this like crystal reef that was the demise of the Lone Star in the first place. Um, it's all giant sea life down here. There's some normal sea life, but for the most part, you're seeing giant eels, giant seahorses, giant crabs, and sure enough, there seems to be some motion within and around your ship, the Lone Star. What exactly, you won't be able to really tell until you get a little bit closer, but immediately after you jump in, it's obvious that there's something going on pretty close by, at least. Some motion and movement.
The only thing to do is to get closer to investigate, I guess.
What I'm thinking.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Like the way you're saying.
When I see the movement, I'm gonna try to exhale as much as possible to clear all the air out of my lungs to try to sink a little faster.
Well, given the fact that we're breathing water, I don't think that air buoyancy would be a problem.
Okay, that's fair.
I still think you do it at a reflex though, like,
Okay.
Okay.
and I like it. But it kind of, for a second, you are holding your breath. You exhaled, and you were like, "Oh, wait a minute! Actually, hold on." And you start breathing this kind of disconcerting texture. You get about 60 feet away from the ship. You're probably about halfway down towards the ship when it starts to become apparent that it looks like there are a couple of giant crabs picking at whatever food was left in the Lone Star. They're probably about the size of horses. And they are like picking through and catching barrels and chests that had foodstuffs in them, and picking them apart and shoving them in their large giant crab like mouths. When suddenly, out of nowhere, a jet of water slams into one of these giant crabs. As the bubbles clear, you can see it's a horse-sized seahorse.
Creative. I like it.
As it has slammed into this giant crab. Do you guys have any reaction to that?
I feel like the only logical reaction would be to go toward the danger.
Right. Beautiful. I love it. So I have this encounter running. I don't know if you guys can see that. No. Let's do. No, that's not right. Okay. Just everybody roll initiative for me. I want to see if it carries through into this encounter I have. Perfect. It does.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, please.
Got a nat
Oh,
one.
please. Oh, please. Son of a dick.
God. Wow. Okay.
We're fucked.
We're all just really not used to being underwater.
For
Yeah.
real, though.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So let me pull up the underwater combat thing so I can have it on hand. The first search result for underwater when I googled was Underwater Combat Rules 5th edition.
As it should be.
When making a melee weapon attack, a creature that doesn't have a swimming speed, either natural or granted by magic, has disadvantage on the attack roll unless the weapon is a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident. A ranged weapon attack automatically misses a target beyond the weapon's normal range. Even against a target within normal range, the attack roll has disadvantage unless the weapon is a crossbow, a net, or a weapon that is thrown like a javelin, including a spear, trident, or dart. Objects and creatures that are fully immersed in water have resistance to fire damage. And I have that pulled up for, whenever.
I did not retain any of that. I'm sorry.
That
ADHD's a bitch.
No, that's okay. That's why I have it pulled up so we can reference it. So, Laji.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would vicious mockery work, or would it just sound like?
It depends. Do you have a focus?
Like my instrument.
If your instrument is your focus, then yeah.
I should probably add it on my Hero Forge character. He has a little drum on his hip opposite of his rapier sheath.
That's so cute.
Beautiful.
I love Bucky.
So does a 17 hit Laji?
It does.
Cool. So this giant seahorse has taken notice of you all, and I fucked up because it's not quite in range. But it does charge at you, and it is very close to you, as it is noticed. It is now within 20 feet of you.
So I don't get hit.
No. I misread its swim speed. I read it as 60, but it's 40. That is my bad. It has moved towards you. It is now within 20 feet of you, Laji. Next in the initiative order is Hakara.
Okay. So I'm gonna see this thing charge, and I am going to
So, just as a minor reminder, you have half movement speed, and melee and ranged attacks are done at disadvantage unless it is a specific thing. You have a crossbow, so that would be a normal attack roll.
okay. Oof. Let me. So how does frostbite work underwater?
Ooh.
I think it depends on the creature's stuff, and it has no resistance. So I think what happens is the creature that you cast it on makes their save at disadvantage.
Okay. Then I will cast frostbite at the creature that is heading to him to attack him. So the seahorse.
Yes. So I need to make a con save.
Yes.
Five.
Nope.
5 does not save. Cool.
That's a 6.
6 damage.
Yeah, I rolled a d6 and it was a 6. So.
Nice.
Hey.
And that means that this thing's next attack is done at disadvantage.
Yeah. Thank
Beautiful.
you.
You're welcome.
That was your action. Do you have a bonus action that you would like to do?
I want to go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and grab out my crossbow
Cool.
and just have it ready.
Perfect. Just to make sure you know, you can't ready an action because you use your action.
Oh.
No, you can pull your crossbow. You just can't ready. Like you can't set the ready terms. Is what I'm saying.
Oh no, that's fine.
Cool. So that would mean next up is pissed off giant crab who doesn't know what the fuck hit it and is going to swim its full speed, and it doesn't quite make it to the back. It's about 10 feet lower than the giant seahorse. And next up is Bucky.
All right. Am I close enough to be able to hit the crab?
The crab is about 30 feet away from you, so you have
And
15 feet of movement speed right now.
am I? I'm not. I'm not above it.
You are above it, yes.
Okay.
Uh, we're thinking 3-dimensional with this underwater fighting, and it is a little weird, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no, you're good. I was thinking falling at full speed, but no, that make okay, moving at half.
Falling at full speed, you're right. That you thanks for keeping me honest on that. Yeah, you're falling at
No,
full
you're
speed.
good.
Yeah, so you can choose to fall at full speed, yeah.
Make a 13 deck save.
I don't like how you said that. Against what is your range? Where are you at? What is your range? Are you catching the crab in this too? Is what I'm asking.
I would like to land on the crab.
Perfect. So that means giant seahorse and crab are going to have to make the save. It's a dex save.
Yep.
Well, that's a 7 for a 9 for the giant seahorse and crab B. That is a 5.
Krabby Patty.
Nice.
All right. So I am going to a la Super Mario Goomba Stomp the crab with Earth Tremor.
Oh, fuck.
It's fantastic.
For 3 damage.
Okay. I dig it. I dig it. For 3 damage?
Correct.
That's some tasty damage, my friends.
Yeah, that's 6 total damage.
No, that's good shit. Next up is Giant Crab A. And it doesn't like its mate being exploded by a shockwave. It's going to charge its full movement speed and attack Bucky. Does a 7 hit.
Oh, thank God, no. It does not.
Cool. So, that means Laji, you are up.
All right.
So,
What's the range of everything to me?
you are about 20 feet away from the giant seahorse and 30 feet away from the crabs and Bucky.
Okay.
You can choose to fall directly downwards at full movement speed, or move half your movement speed to, move more accurately. So far, everything is below you, though. I will give you that it's probably going to be better to just drop if you want to move.
Okay. I would be able to get within reach of smacking the fuck out of a seahorse.
Yeah.
Bet.
Yes. Are you doing this with your great axe?
It will be my maul.
Your maul. Okay.
Yeah.
Mall of America. Nice. Oh god, now I have to make that a magic item.
Oh god.
So go ahead and make that attack at disadvantage because it is underwater. And yeah, it's hard to
Two
swing.
rolls, take the lowest. That's unfortunate right there. What? First roll is a 13. Second roll would be a 19. There's a 13 hit.
13 hits. Go ahead and roll that
Oh,
damage.
fun. Is that it? Okay, so 6 and 4, 10 plus 2, 12.
You turn this thing into vapor. uh yeah, this thing dies pretty hard. You smack it and this like uh you smack it really good in the chest with your maul and you feel this like papery crumple as you like bash its ribcage in, and a jet of water of air bubbles shoot out of its like snout as it launches itself backwards with its final breath.
As this happens, Laji makes an attempt at doing some sort of war cry, but everyone else around him only hears as he sets his sights on crab meat.
Beautiful. So that brings it around to Iode. It's your turn.
Yeah.
Eode, sorry. Eode.
um. Okay, I am going to.
And you have a swim speed, so none of your attacks are at disadvantage.
Awesome. Um. Okay, so where is everybody that's still alive at this point?
So there are two giant crabs. Bucky is like on top of one, and the
Okay.
other is kind of facing Bucky, slightly above it. They are both about 30 feet away from you, just right at the edge of your range.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to fall to the one that's above Bucky and attack it.
Beautiful. Go ahead and roll that damage for me, or that attack for me.
So, roll the attack. How do I do that one more time?
So you will take whichever weapon you are
I'm using my
choosing.
short swords.
Yes. So your little hit /DC box, you will just click that.
Okay. 19.
19 hits. Go. You want to go ahead and roll the other one?
Yeah. And then 18.
That hits as well. You want to go ahead and roll your damage on those.
Okay. I got a 5 and a 4.
Cool. So it does not like that. It's bleeding, bleeding this kind of bluish blood into the water as you tear into its carapace. Very, very good. Like you rip into it pretty well.
Blood.
Blood for the blood god.
Bucky shoots you a thumbs up.
Akara, you are up.
Cool. I would like to, I guess, still shoot at the horse. The horse.
It is dead.
Oh.
It has been turned into mincemeat by Laji.
Sorry, I missed that.
It is dead because I killed it.
Crab.
Crab A is more heavily damaged. Crab B is the one that Bucky is like standing on top of.
Okay, so I'll go for Crab A because I don't want to hit Bucky. That's a 20, a dirty 20.
That hits.
That is 8 damage.
8.
Piercing.
8 damage looks good as you uh, 8 piercing damage with your crossbow.
Yeah.
So you skewer this thing directly in one of its eyes, and even more of this is like bluish purplish blood oozes out as it kind of goes limp and just begins to float, kind of sinking to the bottom. Next up, or beginning its descent to sink into the bottom as it is, now dead. um, so, Bucky, this crab that you were on top of is going to try and beat the shit out of you, and does a 13 hit.
Yep.
That is 4 damage.
Ooh.
4 bludgeoning damage. But it's great because that means it's your turn, Bucky.
All right. Do I stomp again? No. Constitution save. Yeah. Can you make a con save?
Yes.
This is anybody within 10 feet of me.
So that would be Iode and Hikara. That would be everybody. So everybody
Okay,
make a
never
con
mind.
save.
Never mind. I'm gonna do Earth Tremor again. Dex save.
That's a crit fail.
Oof. Wrecked.
5 damage.
So this.
And I have a question for you.
Yes.
Because I'm on top of it, and when I hit stone and stuff, it creates an uneven terrain. Is that doing anything to the shell?
It is actually. I was going to say.
Sweet.
So its back, its kind of carapace, looks almost like parched, dry, like the sand flats where it's got the cracked, different shapes run through it. This thing has barely got a shell left on it. As Bucky has just like turned its back into absolute mincemeat. It is barely hanging on though, and that brings us around to. Unless Bucky, are you done with your turn?
Oh yes.
Cool. So that brings us around to Laji.
Can I make it to the thing?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. On my way down, I'm swinging my maul straight into its head.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll at disadvantage for me.
It'd be another 13 or a 22. So does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit the crab.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I guess I misjudged my swing on my way down.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a little hard to gauge how quickly you can actually swing your weapons underwater. It feels a little weird. It's like moving through jello almost. You never tried to fight
Yeah.
underwater like this.
All right, that's it. That's all I got.
Eode, that is your turn. Did I say that right that time? Cool.
Yes. Okay, so am I within striking distance of the other crab already?
Yes, it is like roughly 8 or 10 feet below you. So
Okay,
you just
cool.
move a couple feet downwards, and it's in your reach.
Awesome. In that case, I'm going to attack it with my short swords.
Cool, beautiful.
Got a 13 and 13.
Unfortunately, 13 doesn't hit the crab.
Yeah.
Akara, it is your turn. There is one giant crab left. It is just under Bucky and Laji and Iode. Fuck.
You had it right the first time.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Kane.
Yeah.
EOD. Remember that.
Think
Just,
like
just
Geodude. Geode. That's what I've been thinking.
No, that helps a lot actually. Because half Genasi, so G Ode. It helps me. Yeah, I can reverse engineer it into a
pneumatic device.
pneumatic. Yeah.
I got you.
You can even absolutely call me Geode if you want.
Hakara, that is your turn. Do you have what do you want to do?
I okay um is there a way that I can get a line of sight without getting
Absolutely.
cool? I'm gonna shoot at it then with my crossbow.
Make that shot.
Yes.
Nat 20. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and do your custom roll, and roll. What is it for the crossbow? Is it 2D? Is it 1d6?
Oh, it's a dirty 20. It's not a nat.
Oh, it's not a nat 20.
It's a 19 plus 1.
Gotcha. Okay, my bad. Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage for me.
7.
While that does it, the crags and cracks that have. Damn, you rolled max damage on that. The cracks and crags that have formed in this thing's shell, little bits floating away as Bucky has just been stomping it, just slamming into its back, sending out these shockwaves into the water. Reveal this like pulsating spot that Hakara, you're like, oh, that looks important, and you just kind of line up this shot and thunk, it slams into this thing's brain, heart, something, and it just instantly all its limbs go rigid, and then it just begins to fall slowly down to the bottom. That is the end of initiative order. Congrats, you guys.
Woohoo! I vaporized the giant seahorse.
Yeah, you
That's
smacked the shit out of that thing.
I was 2 points off from max damage on that hit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I think Hakara would like to look at Laji and be like, "How's that for crab meat?"
Seems like a little bit of horse shit.
Why is Bucky the only one that gets damaged? I promise I like Bucky. I'm not trying to kill Bucky.
No, you're good. I just think it's hilarious that I was like, yeah, he's a tactics specialist. Gets down first hit. Misses first shot.
Well, I just thought it was funny too. I was looking at over the encounter and I was like, oh, nobody took. Well, never mind. All right. So you guys are now free to go down and explore the wreckage in the ship. Excuse me. You still have like the better part of like 22 hours of your water breathing. So, have at it. Let's say I'm going to make the ship is in several parts. So let's have everyone who is going to look for something, excuse me, specifically. Let's just do an investigation check.
Ooh.
Aji is going to be investigating, but mostly aimlessly.
Oh,
I got a 9.
still go ahead and roll just for shits and giggles.
Io, do you get advantage? This is coastal.
Oh,
Yikes, that's terrible. Fuck.
yeah, I got a 9.
It's shipwreckage. It's hard to parse through. Between all of you, you're able to find Finn's knife block as it was just kind of in the seabed, as well as Tony's priest pack, because it's pretty, it's got a big yellow shiny metallic Palor symbol on it. It was pretty hard to miss in the sand. Other than that, you're not really able to find a whole lot. But that's not to say that you can't roll again. This is not like you have time. You can do whatever you need to do under here.
That one's a lot better. I got a 19.
Akara, you with that check find what looks like a really cool shell, and then it occurs to you that that's Celine's shield that she asked for. It's kind of half buried in the sand. Can you make a sleight of hand for me?
Yeah. 19.
You just managed to kind of to pull your hand back at the right time as you're pulling this shield out of the sand, and a Labrador Retriever sized hermit crab has kind of tried to use it for its home as it like pinches at you, but you manage to pull your hand away at just the right time and pull the shield away from it.
Four.
Um, does anyone else want to try more checks?
Yeah, I've got a couple.
Cool. What you got for me?
I am going to go into the med bay and see what is salvageable.
Cool. So there
Think I can
are,
find it.
yeah, there are a few, let's say 3 potions of healing that are corked and are fine. The rest, there was like a big box of them. You guys were prepared for a full crew to be sailing for possibly even years. Unfortunately, most of them have shattered and leaked away. But you managed to find 3 untouched, sealed potions of healing. On top of that, you do find Tony's, Sanji's set of drinking glasses, as all the glassware was in one specific place. On top of that, you find some general medical supplies. I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to add a medicine kit. I think it's called a med kit. I'm not 100%. Healer's kit. You find a healer's kit. You find 2 healer's kits, actually. And I have added the potion of healing to your equipment. Potions of healing to your equipment.
Awesome, thank you.
You're gonna need them getting hit all the time.
Yeah.
Is there anything specific that you're looking for that I can maybe I'm not thinking of, but you would look for as a character?
I was just looking for med stuff. his next area he wants to look at the storage for spare sails that could be like tied up.
Absolutely. So without making a check, you know where you stored the extra sail that you had gotten in uh oh man, I'm forgetting the name of the place in my own world.
Yeah, that's the one.
Cliffholm.
That place.
In
Yeah.
Cliffholm, you had gotten an extra sail. You know where that is. You are able to find it. It is kind of in a chest that is a little buried. You got to dig for it a little bit, but you know where it is, what chest it was in. There's some other general sailing supplies in there. You can. I'm gonna say let's go ahead and add another 100 feet of rope to your inventory. Does 100 feet of rope sound like an adequate amount of rope for there to be?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have your spare sail. There is there you probably wouldn't be able to get a whole sail out of it, but there is some scrap cloth material that was damaged in the sinking.
Okay.
Cool.
That was it.
Cool. So you guys have found Finn's knife rack, Tony's priest pack, Sanji's set of drinking glasses, and Celine's wooden shield. The only thing that you haven't found is Kieran's compass and Tyr's personal journal. Uh,
Question:
yes.
what is the Hallow spell, and why would one want to be able to find something affected by it?
Uh, Let me look into that.
I would also like to make a check to see if any of the onboard alcohol was salvageable.
um, Hallow is in hallowed ground. Any ground that is like blessed, that is holy.
Okay.
Yeah. Or unholy for that matter. Hallow spell can do either.
Okie doke.
Um, yeah, go ahead and make an investigation for me.
It would be a 16.
Nice. Yeah. There's a crate with, again, the glassware was kind of there's a lot of it that got shattered, but you managed to find, let's say, 6 bottles of rum.
Yeah.
Most of the rest of it, like the barrels of ale, uh, kind of, there are some very drunk giant crabs around here somewhere.
Maybe it was the ones we fought. I will definitely be taking 6 bottles of rum. Yo ho ho. How could one add that to it?
Might be able to. Oh, I got you. Add custom item.
Correct.
You should have 6 bottles of rum in your inventory now.
Sweet.
Cool. You'll also
Okay.
go ahead.
I was just gonna ask about you said the compass and the personal journal are what's left.
That you have not found, correct?
Um, where we know where we would find these on the ship?
Most likely you would assume probably the captain's quarters.
Okay. In that case, I want to go and investigate the captain's quarters.
Perfect. Go ahead and make that roll for me.
14.
Yeah. So there are a couple of foot lockers, just carved wooden, nothing too ornate. That both of these things are in. You have to dig through them. You find a lot of ruined goods, a lot of maps that are now, no longer any good. They're more pulp than they are paper. Uh, and unfortunately, it appears that Tyr's book is pretty soggy, but you can manage getting it in one piece.
Okay, awesome. So did you say that I found both of the items?
Yes.
Okay, cool. In that case, I guess I'm just going to go back and kind of regroup with everybody.
Perfect. Yeah. Is there anything anybody else wants to look for in the ship before we, you know, uh, rise from the bottom of the sea?
A little chuckle though.
No, I think I'm good.
Can I try to harvest some of the meat to bring back to the chef?
Absolutely. Give me 1 second, and I'll tell you what kind of roll you'll have to make.
Survival.
I was gonna make a survival joke. Animal handling.
We all out here trying to survive.
You do a nature check for me.
11.
That is good enough, actually. You are able to harvest about 20 pounds of crab meat. I have to run to the restroom real quick, you guys. Sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna need help. Not all of this is gonna fit in my bag.
I got you.
I can help carry some too. And then when Kane gets back, I am also going to ask if we are able to harvest any of the seahorse as well. Cause why not?
Yeah, why not?
Free food.
Oh,
I did hit the fuck out of
I
yeah, it's just pre-tenderized.
was gonna say,
Yeah.
you probably made it easier.
Minced seahorse meat.
You just made it like meatloaf seahorse.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, going into the water, I was terrified of what he had for us.
Me too.
But we're not out of the water yet, so.
We are not.
All right, so we have found ourselves gathering a lot of crab meat. um, if you would like, you can also uh, uh, sorry, you can also get some chitin from the giant crab shell.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool.
I got you.
I was also going to ask if we are able to salvage any of the seahorse meat.
That would be another nature check.
Okay. A 10.
Sorry, my thing is taking a while to load. So you are able to harvest a good bit of meat from it. This thing is huge. It's 58 pounds of meat you are able to pull. Sorry, I had to do some
Jesus
math.
Christ.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's a big dude.
Okay, in that case, I am going to need a little bit of help carrying all of the seahorse.
Raji will help.
I appreciate it.
Cool. So any more underwater business? I'm not trying to rush you guys. I just want to be very thorough, you know.
I
I'm
think
good.
we're good.
Cool. So you guys are able to salvage a decent amount of things, actually. You're piling into the stuff into the rowboat that you've rowed out, and you think even maybe one of you might have to swim back. uh, but that's not the biggest deal in the world when we have a half genasi who has a swim speed. uh, I think your swim
That's what
speed
I
is
was
actually.
thinking.
I think your swim speed is actually faster than what a rowboat is.
Really?
Because rowboats are actually pretty slow in D&D standards, at least. Yeah, rowboat speed is 15 feet. So,
In that case, don't worry about it, guys. I can swim back.
cool. So you guys arrive back, and Kieran is waiting for you, actually. And he helps unload some of this stuff. And he's talking, and he says to you specifically, Bucky, Man, I really appreciate all the effort you're going through with this. I know I haven't been the best captain. I've been a little scattered and a little distant. Bucky, you've really stepped up and taken on a lot of responsibility here, and I really appreciate that. That will be remembered. The biggest thing though is I really I would like to understand how the old guy is going to help us. I know we talked about it a little bit, but Tia and I were just thinking, if we're going to get a ship, where are we going to get a ship from? It's not exactly like there's a whole lot of ship building material and such here.
I don't know for certain how we're going to get the supplies, but I do trust him when he says that he can help us. And he does possess some sort of magical capability that happens to be stronger than uh, any of that I've seen so far.
Right. Well, um, okay. Well, just keep us in the loop as much as you can, if you don't mind.
Hi, Cap. It's your business to know all.
I appreciate that. Right. Okay. And he kind of awkwardly walks away.
Okay. Let's start handing out the goodies. Actually, Clarion, I have something of yours.
Uh, yes. Were you able to find it?
Which one of us found it? I don't remember.
I think it was Yo.
Yes, it would have been Eo that found it.
Oh, yeah, I found it. Here you go.
Oh, thank you so much. Uh, my 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 father gave this to me when I was young, and it's all I have left.
Glad I was able to find it for you.
I am too. I can't thank you enough. I really appreciate it. You guys are really pulling your weight here. Um, Seeing that Kieran has received his personal item, the rest of the crew begins to gather around and claim their items. Tyr, you notice, doesn't say anything when he takes his, sake uh, journal, but he has a look about him.
Soggy journal. At least you didn't say moist.
He certainly has a look of disappointment. It bothers him. You can tell. Um, Tony takes his priest pack and says, by the no, let me find his voice. I have a voice for him. The good graces of Palor. By the good graces of Palor, I thank you for your. Nope. Sorry, I'm struggling here.
Take your time.
I humbly thank you for allowing me to further my work as a servant of Palor by bringing me my going through such a difficult task to bring me my important priestly items. Celine, excitedly, a little bit more excitedly than you've actually seen her, she walks over and grabs the shield from from Hakara, and she says so excitedly, Oh, thank you so much. I can't believe it's still okay. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me.
Of course. The only thing that may have ended up was about to happen to it, I guess. Was that her crab was gonna make it into a shell, but I saved it before that.
you're, you're funny. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it either way. This means a lot to me. Um, as she's saying that, Sanji actually kind of gently but still very pointedly pushes past her. Were you able to find my glasses? My glass set, my set of drinking glasses. He's very worried.
Bucky holds him up.
I oh great, thank you. I appreciate that so much. I was so worried.
Laji pipes up from behind and hands him a bottle of rum.
Oh, you know how to party. Okay, I like you. All right. um, and he holds up the bottle and his set of drinking glasses. It's four drinking glasses, like Scotch glasses. You know the Kindle. You are no
Low
food
ball.
service. Lowball glasses. Yeah, they're four. It's a set of four lowball glasses that have these intricately carved designs in the glass. This thick frosty glass. Or frosted glass. It's not magically frosty. um, and he just kind of he doesn't say anything about it, but he does hold up the bottle and walk towards the bonfire, setting down and pouring himself a drink, kind of an open invitation. Um, Finn wordlessly takes his knife rack and begins to clean and polish his knives with a nod of thanks and a grunt as he, very, very carefully cleans and tries his best to repair his knife set. So at this point, Sage approaches and he says to Hakara, I've been looking at it. You can never really tell too well, but uh, I think the night that you're waiting on, the full moon night's probably going to be tonight or tomorrow. So
Um, okay. Just a quick side question.
yeah, what you got for me, huh?
Where do the dead bodies lay?
What do you mean, little lady? What do you mean?
Well, I had a dream last night, and they told me, um, that it would bloom where the dead bodies lay.
Who told you?
Unicorn.
A unicorn?
What the
What
fuck?
are you talking? What are you talking about, hon? Hey, he takes a very serious look at you, and he says, "I there's one body on this island that I know of."
That would be your wife, right?
Right.
Okay. Where did you bury her?
Well, in the most beautiful place I could think. There's there's a hill on the far side of the island that has a clearing.
Is there
Um,
a field?
no, it's just it's a clearing and some trees and some evergreen trees, and
Um,
she's buried at the top of the hill.
My guess is that's where the flower's gonna.
Right. Well, where did you see a unicorn?
I told you in my dream.
In your dreams. Oh. You're you usually listen to your dreams like that?
Um, not always. It really depends on the information that I get.
Right. Well, it's a bit unsettling to me that you were able to get that information. Not that I don't like you all, but I mean, my wife's grave is something I didn't.
Plan on disturbing.
Right.
Yes, sir. I completely understand, and I promise you that we will be very careful around her grave.
Well, I'd appreciate it if you were. Yeah. And he has a very serious look at you. He's not. I mean, he's not happy. You know.
I figured he wouldn't be.
He actually wanders off into his home and pointedly closes the door.
So we probably want to go to the hill where he was talking about tonight if the flu.
Yeah. Yeah. You gather that information. Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely tell the others.
How do you guys feel about this information?
I don't know.
I say we follow it.
Uh,
I'm conflicted because he doesn't want us to go there. He doesn't want us to disturb his wife, but we need it to progress.
Weird.
he hasn't.
Well,
Go ahead.
I mean, guy told us to go get it though.
Yeah, I was gonna say he hasn't told you to not. He just wasn't shy about showing his displeasure at thinking that maybe you're gonna have to go do this thing at his wife's gravesite. You know, it's like you get the vibe that he's got this thought about it that it's like it's a necessary evil. You know, not necessarily evil, but it's a necessary thing to do that you don't necessarily want to do.
So how long until nightfall?
Um, I mean, it's a while now. You guys have probably only spent like yeah, like 3 or 4 hours max doing this stuff.
Okay, I wasn't sure how long we were down there.
Yeah. So I imagine it's probably about lunchtime ish.
Barbecue, anyone?
Yeah.
I've got the alcohol.
Seahorse and crab. Yeah. So Finn actually is very excited about the prospect of being able to work with 20 pounds of crab meat and another 60-ish pounds of seahorse meat. And he asks if he can use some of the chitin of the crab as sort of a cooking dish, as he thinks it'll add some flavor.
Sure.
Um, right, folks. Let's see. I think I can do something really special. Uh, can someone get me some of those furry teal things that we've been kind of munching? I need a couple of them. I need. This is a lot of meat.
That's what she said.
But he gets to work on that. He makes you guys an incredible lunch. He does this kind of like coconut shrimp thing, but he does it with the crab meat. You know, coats it in this shredded coconut meat using the coconut water, the teal coconut water, to make this kind of sweet and savory sauce with some root veggies, like some think spring onions, and it has this kind of nice, zesty, bright flavor to it. You think it would go great with maybe some butter and lemon, but also you're on a island in the middle of nowhere, so like beggars can't be choosers. Uh, does anybody have anything they want to do throughout the day? Otherwise, I am perfectly fine with moving forward to, you know, to nighttime. Like I said, I just want to.
Laji's just gonna chill and drink with the old man. If I need to make a con check for how much I drink, that's fine.
Well, if you're drinking a normal amount, that's fine. But if you're going to like sit and drink all day, then yeah, con check.
I'm drinking until you have an event for us.
Yeah, let's do a con check. This is essentially it's like from about lunchtime until about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So
Yeah. 12.
uh, let me look at something real quick. So, from the moment you stop drinking, uh, until you save out of it, and you get a save, I'm going to say, once every hour, you will be considered poisoned.
Okay.
You will have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until you save out of it.
Okay, doke.
When you stop drinking, it will get progressively easier to make that check. Just so you know how I like to do that.
Yeah, okay. The drinking stops when we need to go do something.
Yeah. So I'm assuming about nightfall. You guys.
All right.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Cool. So around nightfall, you guys kind of get some general directions from Sage, and are able to pretty easily find the clearing in which he has mentioned. Um, You notice as you get closer and closer, you can kind of feel it. Uh, this kind of scent of like melting wax, warm wax, perfumed, very sweet, kind of faintly almost smells like soap or perfume of some sort. Kind of flows in the air. It's gentle. It's very subtle. It doesn't like cling to your head or anything. The slope has this well-worn path, lined on either side by these gargantuan, huge evergreen trees. It's kind of out of place on this island. Excuse me. The scent is kind almost overpowering as you climb the crest of this hill. And when you do crest the hill, the first thing you see is this huge bladed fern, blade-leaved fern that has. And when I say huge, I mean it's about 10 feet in diameter total. And it has this almost like neon pink bulb in its center. And the moonlight shines on it almost like a spotlight. Um, and as you guys approach, actually, uh, this beautiful sight begins. The bud begins to shudder and bloom very gently and slowly in the moonlight. And into the center of the petal blossoms, there's a large ball of tangled vines that are this golden color, and they shed this kind of dim light. You notice they have this waxy texture to them. It looks like they're kind of coated in some sort of oil or wax. And yeah, what you see before you as you crest the hill at about 30 feet away is this bloom with this ball of waxy, oily golden vines sitting in the center of this bloom in the moonlight.
Huh. So what exactly is it that we need from this thing?
It's wax. As much of its wax as you can get.
And we have to make sure that Hikara stays away from it, right?
You would
The
assume so,
flower
yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
What would we store the wax in? I probably got an empty rum bottle.
That's fair enough. Speaking of, why don't you go ahead and make another concept for me? Oof.
Damn.
Oof. All right. So that one doesn't save.
Yeah.
um.
In fact, I get drunker.
Yeah. So how do you guys want to go about? You definitely do have an empty bottle, by the way, empty
Yeah.
rum bottle.
Um,
Oh, sorry guys, that's my dog.
You're fine.
Stella.
Tell Stella we said hey.
who would have the best advantage at gathering this wax?
um, I can tell you it would be probably nature
Nate?
or arcana.
Well, I have +0 for both of those, so I don't
Yeah.
think I'm the person to do it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think the person with the best nature and arcana is the one person who very much so should not approach.
Well, I
That
have
sucks.
+0 to Arcana, but I do have a +2 to Nature.
Actually, Bucky, don't you have a good arcana? You have a plus
I have
2
a
to
plus
Arcana.
2, but rolling a 1 doesn't freaking help.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Fuck
So
it, the drunk guy's gonna do it.
no, hold on. So Bucky, you do attempt to gather this wax.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me what you're doing as you approach this giant fern. How are you reaching in to gather this wax?
I was gonna cut into it with a dagger.
Okay. Um, you make a perception roll for me.
13. Actually, 13's not bad.
No, 13's pretty good. 13's right at average. Okay. Um, the vines you notice begin to shift as you bring this dagger closer. Um, quickly and violently, you have a second to respond, a split second.
What vines are coming in? Okay, I'm gonna jump back.
Okay. You managed to jump out of the way of uh, kind of a average humanoid sized arm with these long golden claw like appendages that look like they're made of like insect chitin as the vines begin to wrap themselves around each other, and these glowing vines begin to take form, and they begin to form into kind of a humanoid form that I've just shared into the character info. As
Fun.
as we all roll for initiative.
Yay. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Got a nat 20.
I got a 2. Well, I got a 3.
I got an
It don't
11.
get no worse than mine.
1.
I rolled a 1. That's literally 2 1s in a row that I've rolled. What the fuck?
Eode, what was yours?
Nat 20.
Okay, yeah. Um,
Sorry, just a quick question, you guys. The roles channel in Discord, do you guys want me to make it to where your roles end up in there as well?
I would like that, yes. I
Yeah.
don't know how to do it.
Okay, I got y'all.
um, don't you have to link your thing?
Yeah. I just did it for Bucky's. And then I can do it for Theo's and Baji's.
Bucky, what did you roll? Sorry.
I gotta look. It wasn't good.
I wanted to say it was like a 9, right?
11.
11. Okay.
And that's better than me.
Um, Eode, this thing has just thrashed a viney, thorny, whippy arm out at Bucky, and you get the first turn.
Okay. How far away am I? Like, where am I in relation to this thing?
You are kind of on the slope of a hill about 30 feet out from it.
Okay. In that case, I am going to move to it and attack with my short swords.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll some attacks for me.
All right. One is a dirty 20, and one's a 9.
The 20 hits.
Okay. So now I roll for damage.
Correct. Yeah.
4.
4 is not bad at all. So that brings it up to Bucky. You are up.
Alright. I need to create distance. I'm going to... how close is everyone to it right now?
Eode and you are within 5 feet of it. Hakara and Laji are still right at the 30-foot mark.
Okay. Man, I don't... Actually, this is probably not the best idea, but I'm just gonna stab at it with my rapier.
Do it. Go ahead and roll that attack for me.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh. So, with a 1, you lunge in with your rapier, but it like where you would have hit in its thigh, these vines rapidly spread out, and you just pass right through a hole that it created in itself, and the the way that it threw you off balance made you kind of, because you expected to hit something, and when you got um, no resistance, you just kind of kept going, and because of it, your rapier is now stuck in its thigh, where it opened up and then knitted back around it. Uh,
Okay,
you've been disarmed basically.
cool. Thank you.
I am so sorry.
No, don't apologize. You're not my luck.
uh, so what we will do is I'm going to make attacks as this astral blight as it is its turn. Okay. Bucky does a 10 hit.
No.
Okay, good. And then does a Eode does a 22 hit. Sorry, I'm bad at math. Does a 22 hit?
That's against my armor class, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Yes, it does.
Um, you take 6 damage and are currently grappled. Uh, what that means is your movement speed has been reduced to 0, and let me just pull this up because I don't want to. Your movement speed has become 0. You can't benefit from any bonus to your speed. Um, and that's basically it. Yeah, so you just can't move until you break the grapple, and you can choose to use your action to try and save against the grapple each one of your turns.
Okay.
Akara, you are up.
Okay, and I'm sorry, how far did you say I was?
30 feet.
Okay. Um, So I am gonna move closer. I'm gonna say, well, I don't necessarily have to. I want to try a spell I haven't done yet. I am gonna go with Ice Knife.
Ooh, I like it. Go ahead and roll your attack roll for me.
That's a nat 20.
Oof. Okay.
Wreck.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll your 2d10 damage.
14. 2 sevens.
Jeez. It did not like that. It makes this awful. Does frostbite or ice knife have any additional effects?
That I do not know.
You create a shard of ice and fling it at one creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 1d10 piercing damage. Hit or miss, the shard then explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dex save or take 2d6 cold damage.
Oh, yeah.
So Bucky, and Eode have to make dex saves.
Sorry, guys.
It fails its dex save.
So, got it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I got a 23.
Eode, you succeed. Go ahead and roll your 2d6 damage for me while we get Bucky's save in.
My apologies. What is the type of roll that we're making?
Dex save.
That's a 5.
Oof. Why is it always Bucky?
How much damage am I taking?
3.
Only 3. So, in total, the monster took 17?
Yeah, 17 damage.
Cool.
You just...
Nice.
Jeez.
Wow.
Lit that motherfucker up.
Yeah. Laji, you are up.
Do I need to make a con save right now,
Yes.
or
Yes.
okay? Come on, Lady Luck. What the fuck is? Oh, well, that was a nat 20.
Perfect. Your senses come to you as you see violence enacted against your friends, and the surge of combat adrenaline hits you.
Yeah, like a fucking truck. Cool. So I'm gonna draw my axe and I'm gonna rush in, and I want to see if I can target the area that is grappling Eode specifically, and
Yeah.
maybe help them out.
Yeah, yeah, go for it. It just has like its arm extended, and from its fingertips, vines have reached out and are wrapping themselves around Eode's like torso.
Even if I can't free them, I would hope that this might give them advantage on their save to get out.
If you hit and do, yeah, I think so.
Does an 18 hit?
And 18 hits.
All right. That is 5 damage.
So you are aiming to kind of lop off this thing's arm, free Eode. but just something like your eyes catch this perfect moment. This thing is at the perfect angle. You're at the perfect angle. You just cleave through this thing's torso, shoulder to hip, and it falls to the ground wetly as you have killed it.
Okay. Sweet.
Well,
I
thanks for
sobered up
saving me,
just in
Laji.
time.
Well, you guys one-rounded the hardest fight that I had prepared.
Woo! We're badass.
Awesome. We're just that cool.
Why is it always Bucky?
I'm so
You know?
sorry, Bucky.
No, don't worry about it. He's chill.
So, some things are happening quickly. This flower begins to wilt rapidly.
Oh shit.
And the corpse of this thing is just made up of vines. It's rotting away very quickly as well. The wax kind of bleeding out from it, almost like blood.
Gathers a wax.
Yeah, go ahead and make some sort of check to gather the wax. I think nature, arcana, even a high enough medicine or survival, maybe. Whatever you guys can justify for it.
I've got a +2 to medicine.
I have a +4 survival.
Ooh, there you go.
This being coastal and you gathering, you would also have advantage on this.
Sick. So, am I rolling?
Yeah.
Well, my first one was a nat 20, so...
Holy fuck.
Isn't that your second nat 20 of the night?
I think so.
Oh
With
my god.
advantage, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I suppose also having advantage makes it more likely.
Both of hers have been on the first roll of an advantage roll.
Yeah.
Literally.
So you quickly snap to attention. You notice that this wax is going away fast. You are able to gather probably a full like 750 milliliter like rum bottle. There's a little dirt in it. As you know, you were kind of frantically going about scooping it into the bottle, but you do manage to get a good amount before a very solid amount. You fill up a whole rum bottle with it before you know the foliage completely dies away. But as it does, this massive fern, it had these bladed petals. This giant, like 6-foot radius bulb withers almost as if ash burning away into nothing. And in the moonlight on the hilltop, what's left is dust in the wind as you see this unmarked stone slab set in the ground upon the hilltop, shining in the moonlight. So, after retrieving the wax, I assume you guys are going to go back to Sage's area. Very
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds fair.
So after retrieving the wax and heading back to the shack of Elder Sage, he's waiting outside, and he just nods and he says under his breath, not necessarily meaning to be rude, but he says, "I hope you all were respectful." taking the bottle of wax, he sets the this. By the way, this wax is kind of pink and liquidy. It's almost like a sap more than it is a wax, but it's very sticky as well. Uh, he takes this wax and pours it quickly in a small ceramic dish that just barely contains all of it. He grabs a few handfuls of different herbs and various powders and mixes them in with the wax, and he places it on top of a thin, like three-legged metal stand and lights a candle under it and leaves it to burn away. He then quickly takes the rose petals and tosses them into a ceramic teapot. The whole time he's doing this, he's muttering to himself, chant almost in a chant, like trance like. He mixes the herbs and powders, and he never draws ingredients from the same place twice. He's just all about his little room. And finally, he sets the tea kettle atop the cook frame he has over his fireplace. And he spreads out the pelt of this giant hyena that he has cut into the form of like a circle. It's about 4.5, maybe 5 feet in diameter. And begins to, after a few moments, when the tea kettle begins to whistle, he pours the the rose water into this wax and begins to mix it, and he tuts and clicks his tongue, and he says, "I don't want to beat around the bush here, but this ain't enough. Uh, this is a substitute for the spell that usually uses what the material usually uses, and it ain't a 1-for-1 ratio. I would need gallons, I think, to replicate the effect. I didn't know this until now. Um, I mean, with this much of it, I can send maybe 7 or 8 of you home." And he looks at it, mixing it, and he's like, "Yeah, 7 or 8 of you home. I'm sorry, there's nothing more I can do about it. I really feel so bad about this, but I didn't know that this was all you were gonna get. I'm not mad at you. This is the deal at hand."
How
Um,
many people were in the crew?
so counting the crew, there's 4 of
That's
you, and then there's 5, 6, uh, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 of you.
that's enough to keep 2 NPCs here, but send everybody else home. Uh, keep us here.
The whole time, he is continuing to mutter to himself and mix various things in with this mix, and he begins to take his finger, and he gets on his knees on the pelt and begins to draw these runic symbols all around the edges. And he says, I would decide who you're gonna send home. I've already started. I can't stop, or else we waste all of this stuff and we can't do it again."
I say my 2 cents is we keep Kieran and Tyr.
Yeah, that sounds
That's my
about
two.
right. I was thinking, um, Tyr and Finn, but I think, um, Kieran and Tyr is a good one too.
So, does that mean that we have made a decision on who we're sending, or I guess who we're keeping, because that would be the shorter
Yeah.
list?
Yeah, I guess so. We've narrowed it down to 3 people, and I think we're gonna decide to send Finn home with his niece and nephew.
Or
Or Tyr.
yeah,
Wait, no. No, Tyr is the oh.
yeah.
Oh,
Tyr
hold on.
Tyr
So
is the
if
second.
we keep the first mate, we're separating the niece and nephew from him.
Yes.
Oh shit.
As
Shit.
well as one of the cabin boys, Oren, is Kieran's younger
Tyrion.
brother.
Oh fuck.
We
I didn't
definitely
think about.
keep the chef. We definitely keep Finn,
Okay,
right?
that's a good one.
Ooh.
I will say, also, it is currently just after 10. I don't know how long everyone has, but this is something that we can end the session on, and you guys can think about for next session if you'd like.
That's fair.
I'm not saying, like, I'm good to play as long as we want, but I know not everyone has all night, you know?
I'm down with whatever the group wants.
I'm down with whatever. I think you know what. Let's make our decision now. That way we're not thinking about it all week.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Because we gotta. This is the NPC. The sage isn't really giving us much time. We shouldn't have much time to think about it.
Yeah.
I
So
say,
Finn's a definite.
yeah, I say we keep Finn and we keep Tyr because Tyr is a bit more savvy.
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
And I mean, we would be separating him from his niece and nephew, but I think they would be okay.
Yeah, like they have each other.
But hasn't he been raising them because they were like orphaned or something like that?
Uh, yeah, they were orphaned, and he took on their care.
How old
Well,
are they
yeah, but
now?
you also said that Celine is like 17 or 18.
Yeah, they are twins, and they are 17 or 18-ish. They are in early adulthood.
All
So, like,
right.
not ideal, but they'd be able to make it with the help of each other.
Uh,
Plus, the rest of the crew could kind of help them. Like,
Yeah.
I figure they won't all just part ways.
I just want to poke in as the DM and say, I apologize, but this was also like this was the riddle. This is the riddle to solve.
Oh, you had done this on purpose.
Yeah.
Wait, so the
And there's no incorrect answer. This is just me as a DM making you as a party make a decision on what you think is best, you know? Like, I don't have a correct answer in mind. This is
I think
more you guys determining your future.
I think we go with what Eode said, and we pick a tier for his knowledge.
so Tyr and Finn.
I agree.
So, um, okay, I'm gonna go a little bit further, and then I'm gonna bring us into a wrapping up point, and I'll let you guys know when we're hitting that wrapping up point. It'll be relatively soon, because I feel like it's a good place. So you guys, it's kind of late, you know, it's midnight, maybe 1 o'clock, and you kind of wake everyone up and rouse everyone and explain the situation. And Tyr takes a short walk with Celine and Sanji, and just talks to them. They had some you know, Celine just, you can't. I understand what you're going for. I understand why you agree with this, but I don't I don't want to leave you somewhere where, and that's about all you can really catch before they are making their way down this little path down the beach. Um, Finn seems unbothered. He seems like, you know, this is fine with him. This is just as good as going home. Like, he is talking very quietly and politely with a small, kind of curt smile, to Kieran, um, just talking about like, yeah, no, you guys go home, you live your lives. Something's not right with this all. I mean, like, obviously, be safe. I don't. I think we were set up for this. This very much so seems like some sort of fate. If is there anyone that you guys want to talk to specifically before we make our send off?
I don't think
I have nothing.
So, Akara, Tony approaches you. And he hands his pack to you. His pack with the symbol of Palor on it. And he says, "You all are going to need this much more than I am. Please, take care of everyone here. I know, I know that you can. I know you do this, and you're going to be good at this. And you now have a priest pack."
Oh, cool. Okay.
As you, I've added it to your inventory.
Oh, okay, thank you.
As you all are, saying your goodbyes and getting ready to send off, um, you hear this kind of popping, sizzling sound, and about the same time you see, I just realized I never shared Tony. I'm kind of proud of Tony's design. Hold on.
You, Tony. Ooh.
Um,
I
uh,
like it.
as you hear this popping and sizzling and this bright flash comes from inside Sage's hut, Tyr, Celine, and Sanji, very clearly having, you know, had some tears and some delicate moments with each other. Um, they kind of come charging back in at the sound of the pop and the flash, and run in to kind of check on Sage because it was a concerning sound. Inside, you see this pulsing blue light coming from inside his shack. Um, on this pelt, he has drawn a solid line with the magical ink that he created with the ingredients that you had, and in the center there's this glowing, faintly, almost like pale blue, kind of smoky looking doorway. Almost, it's a portal. This is a portal, a circle, teleportation circle, basically. And he says, "Well, it's not going to last all night. You better after I think I honestly can't be certain after 7 or 8 people it's gonna pop. So I'd suggest we start making our way through." And the cabin crew kind of shuffle through first, and as they step into this, they don't even make a complete full step. You're watching as this blue smoke kind of travels up their body, and they just kind of pop and are gone. This happens over and over as the crew makes their way through, saying their goodbyes and popping through into the portal. And Tyr gives Kieran a good hug before they leave, and Tyr says, you're like a brother to me. We sailed together for a long time, and we'll find our way back to each other. And Kieran says, yeah, I know that we will. Take care of your family for me. And he pushes Tyr through the portal.
Holy shit!
No way.
Okay.
Damn, well done, Kane. Holy fuck.
Well, that's a hell of a fucking
Good job. Good plot twist.
cliffhanger.
Holy shit.
You guys can call it for the night, and Sage seems exhausted, but this ritual has taken a lot out of him. He just wordlessly expires in his other room, his bedroom of his 2-room hut, kind of sliding behind a curtain. And you guys can level up. You are all now level 2.
Hey. You almost got me with that one, Kane. Almost.
So, how do we go about leveling up?
So, click on your character image, and you will go into manage character and levels. And then where it says level, just click on level 2.
Oh. Okay, cool. Thank you.
And then you can make any of the choices that you would, you need to make it at level 2. I think everybody gets some spells, so if we have any spell questions, let me know.
Holy shit. Okay. Paladin's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Paladin gets the power level jump from level 1 to level 2 on Paladin is like the most staggering, I would say.
I've got to do research on all these fighting styles now.
For the character that you have told me you'd like to play, I think Great Weapon would probably be your best option, just
Yeah.
because if you roll a 1 or a 2 on your weapon damage die, you can roll again, but you have to take the second roll.
So I have to take it whether it's higher or lower or whatever.
Correct.
I like it.
Hakara, that night as you sleep, you again find yourself in this dream where we have to talk about wild shapes for you, Hakara. Um, I was talking about something and I completely lost my train of thought.
I'm assuming a dream.
Yes. You find yourself drifting through this field again. And all around you, all the plants that you were reaching out and touching and caressing very softly begin to fade away. They begin to slowly and gracefully wilt away, um, falling, aging very quickly into dust around you. But where once there is decay, there is now life, as lots of little spores, mushrooms, little red caps, spotted red caps, and purple caps and blue cap just begin to bloom up from the decay in the ground all around you. And you wake up.
I like it.
So, Kane, did you say that we took a long rest or a short rest, or have we rested at all?
Uh, yes, this level up is coming technically in the morning at the end of a long rest.
Okay.
Okay, so Paladin functions a lot like the Druid in the sense that I know all the spells, I just have to prepare a few.
Correct. Yeah, and at the end of each long rest, you can prepare a new set of spells, or you can, keep them the same. It's really up to you. It's great in that it allows you to kind of shift your move set as someone who, uh, you know, who doesn't get a full spellcaster's range of spells. It allows you to kind of shift to your having trouble finding the words. So the one last thing I want to do before we uh call it a night is in the morning, sitting in front of the door outside of uh outside of the home of Sage is a chest. And in that chest, there are some items. These items I will be uploading into your own personal um, Discord channels, and any questions about them, please let me know. Akara, yours has been uploaded.
Ooh.
Laji, yours has been uploaded. Bucky, yours is going up now.
Oh shit. Okay. Badass.
Bucky, yours is up, and oh, I need to upload this second part of Bucky's.
This is sick. Thank you.
On the back of it, when you first pull it out, is the form of a Jolly Roger. It has a skull in the center, a dagger on the left, and a heart on the right side of the skull. And it shifts to. I'll let you say what it is because it feels very personal. It shifts to a symbol to match your symbol, Bucky.
So it appears to be a regular Jolly Roger with the skull, but instead of the crossbones, one is a woodcutter's axe and the other one is a carpenter's hammer.
I love that.
Oh, yo. Okay, Yod. Okay. That's
Okay,
badass.
these are sick.
As fuck, bro.
Oh, that's sick.
Hey guys, I have to bow out. I gotta be
Oh,
up early in the morning.
God, what have I done?
What have you done? I'm reading my
You
thing.
have
Holy crap.
done some crazy shit, Kane.
Yeah.
Well, I
You
just
don't know what you've done.
no. See, here's the thing. I just added the one item that is on D&D Beyond to the character that has it, and I'm looking at the scores now, and I'm like, oh,
Who might that be?
you,
I
your hit DC and your damage right now is stupid.
don't even see that yet.
So under your actions, you now have a +6 on all your strength-based weapons,
Oh, fuck.
and a +4 to damage.
Hey,
I still don't see that.
I might have to refresh on my side. Real quick, how do you feel about yours, Kindle?
I love mine.
Okay, good. I just didn't know if it was gonna be something that you were super into, you know?
No, I'm super excited about it. I love the fact that it's gonna change with me in my wild shape too.
Yeah. That also means I need to go into yours and give you a shield and the magic effect of having an additional +1 AC because of the shield.
Um, I'm not rushing anything, but you know, we do have to be at my weigh-in at 9:30, and then immediately after.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like I said, you were completely fine. I just wanted to let
So your AC will now be 15 stock.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you have the shield. Like you can have it on you, but as long as you have it like using it,
Yeah.
that means that you have a 15 AC. As a druid, that's crazy.
Fuck yeah. I'm excited.
Also, Bucky, I was looking through
Oh,
items and I was like, oh my god, if this isn't the item for Bucky, you know.
This is so sick. I
so I'm
can't wait to
seeing
get
my
drafted.
numbers. I'm seeing my numbers now. Holy fucking fuckity fuck, this is gonna be. You fucked up.
Uh, does anybody have any questions about their spells? Because everybody got some spells, I think.
I think I picked a good set of spells to have prepared, and I think I'll keep prepared.
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool.
I will have questions, but not necessarily tonight.
Sounds good. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.